He just
He
messaged
just
me.
emailed you? What did he
Yeah.
say?
He said, emailed you at 9:23. Excited to hear what the plan is next week. By the way, that large client signed our contract, so our revenue will almost double off of that alone.
He's ready to fucking go, dude. Let's
He's
be
ready to
real.
fucking go. He loved us. He absolutely loved us. We're closing this. So, okay. So the deal, he said, okay, great. I'll wire you the 50K. So what I was going to offer him, because first we said a 25K deposit, the remainder paid off through rev share, but it'll be a higher rev share until the 50K is paid off. And then once we hit a milestone, we'll start collecting 10%. So I
Hmm.
was gonna give him like, okay, today, if you want to put down 25K today, that's cool, but we start taking 10% straight away off of top line revenue, or you can put the 50K down today, and then we don't start collecting our 10% revenue until you're hitting. I put in about 65K in new revenue, recurring monthly.
But he already offered up the 50K wire, right? So
He
why would
did.
you do
That's
the
what.
other option?
Well, because that's what Dylan said. Because we originally said 25, but it was a 50K build out.
But like the dude assumed, all right, it sounds like he doesn't want debt or something. I don't fucking know.
Well, he's got tons of cash, like
Yeah,
tons of
he's
cash.
probably just like, what's 50K?
Yeah. I got him good at the end because like we really positioned because he came to us being like, we really want to do SMBs. And that's where you were like, you and I were going back and forth, like you haven't cracked that. And when he was on the call with me and Dylan, he opened up his Stripe account. He's like, see, I've generated over $6 million. And I saw in the bottom right hand corner that
Oh, is this the dude that was in that little apartment?
yeah, yeah. So
Got it.
then so then I see in the bottom right hand corner, because like we all have Stripe dashboards, I know the fuck out of that. And I could see 3 million was from one client. And I was like, bro, like, yes, we will go after enterprise. But I was like, but this is bad. Like half of your revenue is coming from one guy. He's like,
I
yeah, it's
love it,
risky.
dude.
Yeah,
That shit's
yeah,
hot.
yeah.
Way to fucking get me going, Kara.
It'll be when we collect next week, it'll be the biggest day I've ever had in a single day. Like
Ever? Really? 50K
I've
is your
never
biggest day?
collected 50K is, oh yeah, like my biggest day I think is like,
Huh.
I think my biggest day was like 37K and off of
Interesting.
multiple sales, not a single sale.
My biggest day off of one sale was 100K.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. I
Nice.
remember when I had my first 50K deal. It was fucking mind blowing for sure. It was a paradigm shift. I was like,
I
oh
took
shit, it's that easy.
this is the whole reason I left the real estate world because like we did good, but like there's no way would I ever be able to talk to even a guy who ran a huge team would be ready to part with 50K.
Yeah,
So
that's wild. But awesome. I'd love to hear it, dude. I'd love to hear the progress. You went after a brand new market completely cold, and you had no idea how the fuck they communicated. You put in the fucking work, you understood your market, and you got your go-to-market strategy together, and you fucking started booking appointments with qualified people. At first, they were unqualified, but then we made the tweaks and got them qualified. And dude, it's just like these are just two fucking deals.
yeah.
These are just two deals.
Yeah.
Like
Then
that's
we have
it.
a second. Yeah. So we have Srinivas closing on Monday. He sent me an email he was supposed to come in for a scheduled call on Wednesday. And he was like, the week got crazy, but I talked to my board. We're good to go. You and I are going to be working together. Let's iron out details, but I'm ready to go. And I was like, cool, we'll get you onboarded. See you on Monday. So that's a 10K deposit on a 45K build with a 25% revenue share.
I love it. I love it, dude. So let me ask you this. When did you start the program? And like, yeah,
April 1st.
how long has it been?
So I started in April. But I also took like practically, I'm gonna say I took a month off. I took 2 hard weeks of vacation and then moved continents and then
You took
moved.
a month off, dog.
I did not
You
take a
took
month off. Don't give me that shit. I did not take a month off. I did not take a month off. I was not all in. I was definitely not 100% in. Definitely not. Like
All
I
right, so
went,
let me ask you this. Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was like all in once I was like finally settled, like not living out of a suitcase. I was actually able to be like perfectly dedicated. All the other businesses were completely shut down by like June 1st, we had gotten rid of. And like I just got like my last consulting client just ended services last week, my last agency consulting client. So we literally have nothing left over from the other businesses.
I love it. So let me ask you this. So from when you started to when you were all in, how much time passed?
It's since June 1st, so 3 months.
So it took you 90 days to become all in.
I wouldn't say it took me 90 days. It took me a while. like this whole time, it's been my one thing that I've been focusing on. But until I could, like I said, just be in a dedicated place. And it wasn't like I was like really, I think I remember telling you this before, I was really shy to like, because like this whole other community who knew me as this like agency owner who like coached other agencies. I had the 2 real estate agencies. That's how everyone knew me. And I felt like an imposter by being like, I'm pivoting, I'm going to this new industry. And I was like scared to share the world. I wasn't like really telling people. And it wasn't until like I got consistent on like sharing the message with the world and like really buying in. And then we didn't, though, this is big. August 4th is when we switched the program model. So up until August 4th, we were trying to do this. You pay to figure out how we're going to do a proposal, and then we're going to do done for you services. And none of that was working, nor did that like excite me whatsoever, because like the pathway to like clear revenue and clear days was like completely like brain fog, because I knew what a headache that was what I was building. So we've really only been working the program for like the done with you model for a month.
So it's only really been a month since you've been doing it the way we're telling you to fucking do it. So let me ask you this. How could we have gotten to this transformation faster?
I don't know if I could have, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. I think
Why
I
is
had to
that?
go through
Tell
this.
me more.
I had to go through the shit. I had to go through like, I think also too, building this in a brand new fucking industry, a brand new avatar, never hung out in that space. And then I see the appointments rolling in, and I see the processes of what I know has given me a huge amount of confidence that I can attach this to any company now that I work with, that I can do this for them. And I didn't have clarity on like what it was. I didn't have the confidence in what it was. I was lacking a lot of confidence because like I was from the real estate world where I generated real estate leads. And even though I did really well, and I did really well for me and my family, I was lacking a lot of confidence. So I think I just had to go through the shit. Because like I could have done something a lot easier. I could have picked a like an easier avatar, but I would have like, there's no way somebody's going to be like, okay, you'll still do a 50K wire transfer. That's the whole fucking reason that we went after this industry. Like I could have gone after something a lot easier, and I bet you revenue would have come in a different way, but it would have been nowhere near to the size of these deals.
So let me ask you this. What could viral growth media have done to support you better in a quicker transformation?
Pushed me harder on the program versus what I was trying to do.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I think it's like you don't want to ignore what your clients are telling you. You know, you have to like they have to believe in what it is. But maybe if I was I don't know. I don't know even if pushing me in the beginning would have made all that much difference, to be honest. Like I don't know.
Honestly, I've done the pushing and it doesn't. It just creates more resistance between me and the person, because you're right. You do have to live out all these things and fucking hit your head on the wall, because even though I'm giving you all the sauce, I'm giving you everything, you won't value it until you feel the pain of not following it. You know what I'm saying? So like, so funny. I just did this thing that I'm gonna share with you guys. So
Yo,
it pretty
those
much,
docs, by the
was
way,
just
are fucking fire. Like that cheat
yeah,
sheet and
there's
like the
another one
leadership
coming,
training,
bro.
like next level stuff, Laura. I'm really excited to see it.
There's
I think
another one coming.
I think Laura was talking to me right there. Feeling the pain.
I wasn't, but if you feel it, you know, I'm glad you feel it, Sean, because that means there's change coming very soon.
I so want to be Cara, and I so want to be in that position. I'm so excited for you, Cara.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
But like Karen just walked you through the whole thing, right? Like she had to go through a lot of pain to get into this position, and she had to surrender to the program and follow it.
It's been a real like mind fuck. And this is what I was saying to Laura when we had one of our one-on-one calls a while ago. And it was like, yes, I've built prior businesses before and I did well. And I felt like being able to lean in on that gave me the confidence to keep going, because this was really hard. Because luckily my other previous businesses built us up a nice little bit of savings, and I had a nice little bit of savings for the company. So I could take the team members that I had over there and plant them in here. But like I literally went 5 months with like barely any revenue at all. So it was like every day, even when we weren't getting appointments, it was like I felt like I was banging my head against the wall. And then once like the first week we had 10 appointments in the door, that's when I was like, all right, game over. Like I know that once we get this appointments in, we just have to do some tweaking to the sales process, and this is all going to start to jam on. So it was like week 2 of August is when I started to like, that's when I was like, okay, like we've cracked the code now. Now we're in the clear. But up until that point, like that was tough.
Dude, realistically, there's no reason why in the next 90 days you can't hit $100,000 months.
100%.
Like you're about to hit $100,000 month. You're one deal away from $100,000 month.
I know.
And like based on what you're telling me, you only really started in August. Like in 2 months, you're gonna be able to hit $100,000 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna smash past that. I want to see us at 200. Like that's my goal, is to get this company to 200K.
Dude, I think that's undervaluing it. I think you could do easy 300K.
I think so.
Easy.
Like we're juicing on. We've got like 6 fucking LinkedIn profiles going right now. It's ridiculous. Our back end systems are firing up so hard right now. Like it's all just so in sync, and it's just been such a cool experience because our shit is so dialed in. The very things that we're getting these clients to do, like yesterday, and I was like, cool. Hey, I saw that you downloaded the worksheet. I saw that you filled it out. Because I can see with all of our tracking. Actually, I saw that you went and checked it out 3 times. And then they're like, oh, like you actually do track everything. We're like, yeah, exactly. This is exactly what we're looking to do for you too.
You're an embodiment of what you're telling people to do, which is exactly what everybody here should follow. Like that's the key. That's how you create transformation. You are an embodiment of what you preach. So let me just share my screen real quick.
If you do if you get up to that number of clients, Cara, are you in a position to deliver?
It's all group coaching. It's all like, it's a group coaching method. We've built the back end. Well, we've yet to build it, but I know exactly what it's going to look like. We've built the back end. We've got the back end sales suite that they'll get access to. We're not going to, you won't even get access until the other phases, until you hit certain benchmarks. So there's a certain amount of appointments, certain amount of closing rates, and certain amount of team members before they can advance onto each phase. And then they'll have access to weekly group coaching calls. And then if they want to see anyone on the senior team, they can book a call similar to what Laura does. So it's like, it's a model that's
pretty much the same thing. It's a scalable model. It's a build and release model, which is what I'm literally about to dive into, guys. So this is where Cara was before. The slavery flywheel of consultants. Go ahead, Greta.
I'm switching. I'm letting you know so you can let me in.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead.
Thanks. Dang it. I'll see you in a minute.
Okay. So the slavery flywheel of coaches and consultants, guys. So what was it, Cara, that you were doing real estate lead gen or something like that?
Yeah. So the 2 companies were both real estate lead gen. We used to do lead gen at TNA. We switched over and we did social media marketing. So we ran all of their short form video content, and I did that for close to 7 years. Very, very unscalable. Oh my God. And then we had the lead gen service with Lamasu, where we cold called people and set listing appointments. So all service based, one-to-one client interactions.
Setting. Okay. So she had a commoditized offer / service. What was it priced at?
The social media marketing, we charged $3K a month, and the Lamasu, we also charged $3K a month. Low
price, right? I'm sure you had a high closing rate because you were a badass, but did your team have as high as a closing rate as you?
No.
Okay.
No.
So overall low closing rate, only solving one obstacle and doing it just like everyone else. Right? So commoditized offer service, low price. So she has no leverage and can't afford superstar talent. Right? So that means average or bad results. So then that means it's low retention rate and you can't afford to acquire better clients. And you're just trapped here.
When you say superstar talent, do you mean salespeople?
No, like people.
I mean overall.
Fulfillment services is like.
It's all about operations here, guys. Like you making money is the easy part. Like making $100,000 months is easy. Selling someone a dream is easy. It's getting the transformational results on the back end. That's the hard part, right? So Kara was able to go higher than I believe the pain and the high stress kicks in at the 30K to 50K a month. She was able to hit consistent 100K months with this, but I'm sure you felt a lot more pain. You weren't happy in the environment. Like you literally hated your team, right? So it's a lot of pain and a lot of stress to keep this wheel going. And what people don't understand is like the people you look up to, the entrepreneurs you look up to are stuck here. Even if they're profitable, even if they're making money, they're stuck here. They're living, this is the equivalent of living paycheck to paycheck. For like regular people that have jobs living this is the entrepreneur's paycheck to paycheck. Right? So what we want to do here in RDCP and working with Viral Growth Media is the scalable impact model flywheel to get to those 100K to 500K months effortlessly. And it starts with building that irresistible, sustainable, scalable offer, right? You want to solve every obstacle faster and effortlessly, which equals a no-brainer offer with leveraged fulfillment, right? And you want to charge high ticket, 10K to 15K. That gives you the money to be able to afford superstar talent, right? If you have 10 clients a month, that's 100K to 150K, and you are at least having, like, you're definitely having 80% profit margins, like realistically, okay? So you can afford that superstar talent to get the results, right? So it gives you a higher retention rate, and you can afford better attention with new case studies. And this is where you want to be at. You want to get out of the slavery. This is slavery, dude. This is slavery. You're putting yourself in a high-paying job instead of building assets that work for you and building a team that works for you. It's all about building the machines, guys. The machines are the most important things, and leveraging a team to manage the machines is the fucking game. That's the game we want to play. And then taking our skill sets and getting equity, getting top line revenue share, getting profit share in organizations because we are the fucking best at what we do and we can get them to that transformational outcome. Now there's levels to this shit. You can't just go straight there if you don't have a standardized process to get them there. Like these checklists, these action plans, the curriculum, like this is a standardized process that you're going through. Sure, it might not be 100%, but it'll never be 100%. That doesn't exist. You always need to be iterating your product. You never press pause or stall on product development. You're constantly tweaking,